Hi guys, so today I'm here with another baby name video for you, and this video is going to be on slightly unusual baby names. And all the names in this video I found in this book, and it's called The Baby Name Almanac. It's by Emily Larson. This is the 2012 edition. I'm not sure if there is a newer edition, but I will find it online and I will put the link to the newest edition and where you can buy it in the description box below. What I really love about this book is that it has names from so many different origins, and it just doesn't stick to just the basic names. It has some really interesting names in it, and some names that I had never heard before. So I'm going to share some of the girls' names that I found that I thought were really interesting. The first name I have is Azar, and Azar is a beautiful Persian name, and it means fiery or scarlet. And I think this name is really nice, and I totally think it's usable, especially because it's so short and it's easy to pronounce. The next name I have is Channery, and Channery I think would fit in really well with popular baby girls' names like Channing. And Channery is a Cambodian name, and it means of the moon, so it has a really cool meaning. The next name I have is a Latvian name. I told you there was names from all different origins in this book, and that is Dekla. And Dekla is a Latvian name that means a goddess. The next name I have is Eldoris, and Eldoris is a Greek name that means woman of the sea. And I like Eldoris because you could shorten it to El or Ella or Ellie or even Dora. And so I think it is totally usable. The next name I have is Erendira, and Erendira is a Spanish name that sounds so regal, which is fitting because it means a royal daughter or a princess. Then I have two Hebrew names. Katriel is the first one, and I really like this name. It means crowned by God. And then I have Lewana, and Lewana to me just sounds so mystical and kind of like it should be a name of a princess from a fairy tale. And it's a Hebrew name that means of the white moon, so it has kind of an intriguing meaning. The next name I have is an African name, and that is Mapenzi. And to me it kind of sounds like a modern twist on the name Mackenzie, and it means dearly loved. Then I have a Danish name, and that is Metalays, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And Metalays means graceful as a pearl. Minowa is a Native American name, and it means one who has a moving voice, which I think is a really nice meaning for a name. Then I have Maremba, which is a African name. It's Ugandan, and it means promoter of the peace. And then I have Myrina. Myrina is a beautiful Latin mythological name. The next one might be my favorite on the list. I think it is so cute, and that is Nixie. And Nixie is actually a German name. It doesn't sound that German to me, but I think it is adorable, and it means water sprite, which I think is an adorable meaning as well. The next name is actually from two different origins, and that is Orinthia. And Orinthia is Hebrew and Gaelic, and in Hebrew it means of the pine tree, and in Gaelic it means a fair lady. The next name I'm not sure how usable it is, but I thought it was really cool, so I put it on the list, and that is Salamasina. And Salamasina is a Samoan name that means princess. Then I have a very sassy name, and that is Sasa. And Sasa is a very cute Japanese name that means one who is helpful. The next name I have is a Thai name, and that is Tasani. And Tasani means beautiful view. The next name is Tavi, and Tavi is an Aramaic name that means well-behaved. So if you're hoping that your child will be well-behaved, then this might be a good name to choose. I think it's a really cute name. And the last name is most likely my favorite on this list. I think it's been in my top 10 before, and that is Sapphira. And Sapphira is a Hebrew name that means crowned. And I love names that start with the TS spelling, although I'm not sure how many people would be able to pronounce them in Canada where I live, but I still think they're beautiful and they look beautiful, and I just love the way Sapphira sounds. So for boys, the first name that I found in this book that I thought was interesting, and no, I'm not being sponsored by this book or anything, I just think that it is a really great book if you love names and you just want a name book to read, or if you are having a baby and you want a book to help you choose your baby's name. But the first name I found for boys that I liked is a Welsh name, and for those of you that know me, you know that I love Welsh names. And that name is Cadel, and Cadel is a Welsh name that means spirit of battle. The next name I have for boys is Caith, and I think Caith is a really cool sounding name, and it could be a really interesting middle name choice. And Caith is an Irish name that means of the battlefield. Then I have Calian, and Calian is a Native American name that means warrior of life. And an interesting fact about this name is I thought that this was a name that I had personally created, because I was thinking of ways that in the future I could honor both my brother and my father in a name. And my brother's name is Caleb and my father's name is Ian, so I came up with Calian as a possible middle name for if I had a son in the future. And then I was reading this book and I saw that Calian is an actual Native American name. So you learn something new every day. The next name I have is Cassander, and Cassander I think would be a great alternative to the super trendy boy's name Alexander. Cassander is a Spanish name that means brother of heroes. Then I have Corydon, and Corydon is an Irish name that means wields a spear. I think it has a really cool sound to it, and it would be a great way to honor your Irish heritage if you are from an Irish background. The next name I have is Dardanus, and Dardanus is a Greek mythology name, and in Greek mythology Dardanus was the founder of the city of Troy. Then I have Faust, and Faust is another one I think could make a cool middle name. It's a Latin name that means good luck. The next name I have is Fiacra, and Fiacra is a Celtic name that means raven-like, and I really like the sound of this name. It makes me think of kind of like fire or something. The next name I think would fit in really well with trendy boys' names today, and that is Harkin. And Harkin is an Irish name, another Irish name, and it means red-haired. And another name that I think would fit in really well from the sound of it with popular boys' names today is Jagan. And Jagan is an English name that means confident. Then I have two Hindi names. Kalidas is a Hindi name that means poet or musician. And then Kalkin is a Hindi name that means 10th born child. The next name I have is Latimer, and Latimer is an English name that means interpreter. Then I have an African name, and that is Marathi, and Marathi means a wise man, so that's a nice meaning for a name to have. Then I have a Hungarian name, and that is Odinan, and Odinan is a Hungarian name that means wealthy or powerful. Another name that I think would fit in really well with modern boys' names today is Quillan, and Quillan is a Gaelic name that means cub-like. Then I have Radames, and Radames is an Egyptian name that means a hero, and I think Radames would make a really cool name for like a hero or even a bad guy in a story or something. I could definitely see myself using this as a name for a character. And the last name I have for boys is also Welsh, and that is Talfrin, and Talfrin means from the hills. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought of these names, and if you've heard any unusual names recently, I would love to hear them in the comments below, and I will put the information for this book in the bottom bar, and you guys can check it out if you want to. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.